What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Rome back with another video. Before we get started, if you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hitting that bell notification, that way y'all know what I'm uploading, and hit the like button because it helps with the algorithm and helps me reach a broader audience. Also, if you like the music that you hear, the DistroKid link is in the description. Support your boy, support the music. Alright, so y'all already know what this is about. If you don't know, Hafiz has been making his rounds in the RP space, and he's taken a couple L's along the way, but he put out a video addressing the RP community, and I've heard things that he said through other content creators that reacted to it, but I wanted to see this for myself and see what he had to say, because something tells me, based on what I've seen from other guys, that something tells me he's just gonna throw more shade. But we'll see what it is, man. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it.
Since I was 19 years old, I dedicated my life to one singular purpose. And that purpose was to improve the lives of men today. One of the biggest things that I was seeing was that a lot of men were being overlooked in society. A lot of men's issues were not being discussed. And I felt a passion to do everything in my power to help these men out. I literally have videos from 2012 where I was talking about the same issues going on with men back in the day. I spent so much time reading books about improving the lives of men. I spent so much time watching content about how to help men. And a lot of things I agreed with and a whole lot of things I disagree with. But what I loved about all these authors and content creators that I watched was all of them had a desire to transform the lives of men. As long as you're trying to help men, that's all that matters to me.
Not the cap.
Then why are you attacking the RP community the way you are? Because we're not helping men the way you help men?
Bruh.
Like, you never heard of the saying, there's a bunch of ways to skin a cat? I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think, fellas. Let's keep it moving.
Years later, I stumbled upon the Red Pill content, and I genuinely was intrigued with Red Pill content when I found it. But what I really loved about the early Red Pill content that I was watching was that a lot of the content was focused on accountability and giving men practical tools and resources to help transform their lives so they were not in the same cycle that they were in currently. And though I never fully agreed with the Red Pill content because of the logical inconsistencies, and though I never defined myself as Red Pill, I have respect for what they were doing.
What logical inconsistencies? I'm confused. What logical inconsistencies is he talking about? I haven't stumbled across any since discovering this space. And when I first discovered this space, more than anything, even when, we start discussing the women, it's always been about self-improvement. You know what I mean? Getting your finance, getting better with your finances, getting better with your fitness. You know what I mean? I call it the two F's in life. You know what I mean? Fitness and finances. You get better at those two things, man, you can go a long way with the women. Trust me. Because those are two things that you can control. All right, let's keep it moving.
But as the years progress, I begin to see a shift in the content. I begin to see the content shift to more towards nihilism, more towards negativity, more towards cynicism. It was less about actually helping men and was more about simply bringing up everything wrong in today's world, especially with women. And what I saw what this content was doing was the content was turning men into what we call BRCs, individuals who only want to blame, rage, and complain.
Now, shout out to Steph is Cold, because I got this saying from him, man. If all you do is complain, you're going to stay the same. Which is funny because Hafiz actually interviewed Steph is Cold and also interviewed Kevin Samuels, which I think his impact is the real reason why people, especially men, started speaking on, the laws and how they're not in your favor, how the women leverage these things, and you know, understanding that dark side of female nature that a lot of men don't know and a lot of women don't want men to know, which is the reason why they was trying to silence Kevin so much in the first place. Like, yeah, I'm like, in my opinion, I think he was a big part of why that shift happened. Because you gotta think, for decades, the men have always been under a microscope. Finally, the women had a mirror put to them, and they didn't like it. Nope. Because for the longest, they never had to. I'm like, and that's why it's crazy. I'm like, think about that. There's literally been a whole entire niche on YouTube created simply because of the delusion of women nowadays, bro. We can't control that, Hafeez. We can't control what women think, do, or want, or say. You know what I mean? All we can do is wake men up and open their eyes to it and let them adjust and move accordingly. That's it. Let's keep it moving.
And to me, it reminded me a lot of what modern feminism has evolved into. A community of women where all they want to do is blame, rage, and complain. And
yeah, because they don't come up with solutions. That's the difference between them and us over here. Like, why you think the passport movement is so heavy right now? Let's keep it moving.
What really began to grow my disdain for the movement was the inconsistencies in the lives of the creators. Because what I was noticing is that the creators were teaching a certain message. They were giving a certain type of advice. They were telling a certain type of story, but they were not believing these stories themselves. They were not actually taking their advice themselves. They would be telling stories about, man, I don't date. I just have sex. But these men were in actual relationships. These men were giving advice and talking about all the horrors of marriage, while these men were in happy marriages themselves. And so to me, I was really amazed by how these men could literally give out this Kool-Aid and not even drink it themselves. And then the final straw was when I saw all the new generation of red pill content creators. And a lot of these individuals did not even believe in the message. A lot of these men, as well as women, these individuals saw that, wow, there's profit in this. There's money here. There's followers here. There's fame here. And they decided to prey on the hurt, the pain, the issues that men were going on. And they paraded themselves as heroes of men, but they were simply profiting on men's pain. Because that these individuals realized that as long as I keep on making videos about the problem with women today, as long as I keep on making videos showing the worst in women, as long as I keep on making this kind of content that fuels the rage in men, I will continue to make money. And if you don't believe me, let me show you an example from the type of content we've put out. So the biggest thing for me is I love accountability on both sides. Call out the men and call out the women. So a couple years ago, I did a video called Men, It's Time to Level Up. And in that video, I was calling out men and saying, men, it's time for us to be responsible for our lives and take advantage of the tools before us to transform our lives. And that video earned me $329 from YouTube. Now why?
Yeah, because nobody cares about our problems, Hafiz. Have you not noticed that? That's one of the things that we talk about in this space. Even guys that are popular as Fresh and Fit complain about how they get far less views on their Money Monday videos, on any of their videos that involve just leveling up, bringing a guest on, and they're just interviewing him. Those views always get less than the late night views when they got the ladies on. Even they complain about that. But you see, they're not over here complaining like you are. They just accept what is because at the end of the day, they understand that don't nobody care about men's problems like that. And men are logical creatures. We know the burden of performance is on us, period. We understand that in this space. Therefore, that's why those kind of videos don't get much views, because as men, we already understand this stuff. But check this out.
Watch this. Then I did a video called The Sad Reality of Beautiful Women Today, calling out the entitlement in attractive women today. And look how much money that video garnered me. $5,926.40. And that was one single video.
Exactly, because like I said earlier, women have never been under a microscope. Women have never been critiqued to this degree up until now. Like, why you think there's such a fuss about it? That's why it's popular. Because holding women accountable is taboo nowadays, man. Like, don't you see that? That's why those videos are doing making way more money, because women have never been held to a standard. It is what it is, man. I'm gonna go ahead and end this here, bro. I try to respect people's content. Oh, bro, this is crazy. Now, I do know that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he got married recently. And he can sit over here and try to say there wasn't a shift in your content, but bro, it seems like ever since you got married, or you was on the verge of getting married, or whatever the case may be, I have seen a humongous shift in your content. It's one of the reasons why I no longer subscribe to him. Because I used to be a fan of the roommates. And no, it wasn't because you stopped holding women accountable. It's just that you went a completely different direction that didn't line up with what I had going on at the time. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this, man. I thought this was very interesting. I just want to end with this. The person y'all see in front of you would not be alive if it wasn't for the RP. So to sit over here and say that it's not helping men, you know what I mean? That I'd be lying to myself, and I'd be lying to you guys. And if you're trying to do the passport thing, I highly recommend you watch RP content before you do. All right, go ahead and end this here. Let me know what y'all think about this. All right, if you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hitting that bell notification, that way y'all know when I'm uploading, and hit the like button because it helps with the algorithm and helps me reach a broader audience. Until the next video, y'all, deuces.